In the last part, I showed you what I was doing to get traffic on Google. And I showed you how consistently I'm growing bigger and bigger day by day. What I try and do is always stay in the green. I always try and stay in the green. The green is growth. And that's what I want, is growth. I want to get a little bit bigger every single month. That's my goal, because if I grow like this, double-digit growth in impression and clicks, then I know the graph's going to keep going higher and higher. And that free traffic is where I have opportunities to do everything else. Almost everything good that's happened to me in my business in the last year has been from organic search traffic. When I was just starting out and I had the zero search traffic and I was using a company website that did awful in organic search, everything was direct marketing. It was all direct marketing. And that's frustrating, because as soon as you stop direct marketing, the clients stop coming in. Organic search is incredible. Almost every good thing that happens to me now is organic search. And the best part is it's free. But the hardest part with it, it takes patience. I started actively putting things on my website around May right here. And you can see it's taken a while to get going. But now that it is going, I know all I have to do is keep doing this. All I have to do is keep writing all of these posts. People come to my website and they say, I'm overwhelmed. How can you write this much? Well, there's a big, huge trick to it. And it's very simple. This has been the miracle discovery of the year for me. And I'm giving it to you right now. Here it is. I can write 2,000 words an hour. I can talk 10,000 words an hour. So when I make a video, I can talk 10,000 words in an hour. So when you see a post like this, it's a small fraction of the whole video. And here's what I do. Let me show you my recent posts. I wrote 4 posts on making money on the internet, all based on exact keywords that I see people are looking for. If you notice, the same video is at the top of every one of these. That's because in this 1-hour video, I said 9,000 words. I hired several people on Odesk to transcribe my videos. Now, all I have to do is copy and paste the transcription of the video. Here's a perfect example. This was one of my shorter videos. All I had to do, put the video up there. Let me take you over to the video watch page. You can see the video is 11 minutes long, and the entire post is transcribed here. So I don't have any intention of the user actually reading the post most of the time. What I've done is just transcribe the text of the video. So Google has everything they need to show this in search results. Google can see from this exactly what I'm talking about. But the user, in the last part I showed you a lot about what happens when people search. When the user comes here, the user is more likely to want to take a look at this video and watch and see exactly what I'm talking about in the video, because the video has a lot more depth. I say all of these words in the video, but the video shows so much more. So I'm doing twofold here. I'm giving Google all of the data Google needs to rank this correctly in search results. I've told Google what this page is about, but then for the user, I've made a video that gives the user a good experience. So I'm working with the intent behind Google. Google wants a good user experience. The video is set up to make a good user experience. And then I'm working with the practical limitations of the technology. Google can only index text. So right now, at least. Their voice technology is getting better. But Google can only analyze text right now. So if you want to show up in search results, text is critical. If you don't have text, then you can't show up very well in search results because Google needs to know what all is on the page. So for example, I have words like Photoshop in here that are not, they're not actually in the video, but if someone searches Canva versus Photoshop, I can come up in those search results because I've talked about Photoshop in here. I've talked about LinkedIn in here. I've talked about design experience. I've talked about a lot of things related to what this video is for. If you just post a video, Google doesn't know all of the text that's included in that video, even if you have a good description on the video. So this is my strategy that's worked so well. And I'll take you around my website. You can see consistency. The one thing I do very consistently is I post videos at the top of pages. Now here's another perfect example. And this is one of my transcribers, Joshua, that does an exceptional job with his transcriptions. He makes it into a great blog post by taking screenshots out of the video. So that's an even better way to do it. But see, some of these, like launching your Facebook, the idea is to show up on the exact long-term search result. I want an evergreen article that's up here all the time. So you can see on some of these, I have put the same or similar video up. But what I have then is unique text. I have unique text on all of the actual articles with it. So what I'm telling Google is I'm writing a ton of unique things on my website. And then I'm telling the user, hey, I've got this awesome video you should watch. You should stay on this page and not back out and go to another website. So this is what is working exceptionally well. It's both giving the user a good experience and giving Google the data it needs to correctly index. Like this page, I'm showing up on this already. Passive income playing League of Legends on YouTube. And this is part of my YouTube channel strategies. So you can see I've built a bunch of these. So what I'm planning on is taking those exact searches, but what I'm also doing is hedging my bets. Because if you look at this traffic, I have, let's look by pages. I have 1 or 2 pages here that are accounting for a huge portion of my total clicks. This one page accounts for half my clicks. Half of my clicks, this one page. This other page, which used to be a few months back one of my main pages, this page still accounts for around 20% of my total traffic. If you'll notice, my home page comes in third here, and it accounts for only around 8% of my total clicks. And if you want to get a lot of search traffic, you have to think outside of the home page. You have to think of having a lot of these kind of big pages on your website. When I was trying to do search results before, all I did was agonize over my home page. As you can see, I get nearly, what is that, 60% of my traffic, 70% of my traffic I get from 2 pages that are not my home page. These pages solve problems people have. On Patreon, it's frustrating to try and find the top Patreon creators. I created a page that shows the top Patreon creators in great detail. On Facebook, it's frustrating getting your account disabled. I created a page to show what to do about it. These other pages are the strategy I've shown on my website here. And some of these have came up very quickly. Like this one, how to get past the 2,000 follower limit, has came up very quickly. I've never seen my pages come up and get clicks so fast, so consistently. And that's what's exciting, is it's not just one page, it's a bunch of pages. And I'll tell you, it took a while to get this page up there. That top Patreon creators page is right here. Now look at the date on this thing. August 23rd. It's just now blossoming in search results really well 3 months later. It took 3 months for this page. You can see on some of these other pages it was coming up, but the average position on it was 5.2 right there. And then this month it moves up to 2.6. And then on this last month, now it's up to 1.7. And some of these other terms are up to number 1. So it takes a while, but the beauty of this strategy is doing it consistently and bringing all of these pages into the mix. Bringing all these different pages. This page I put up very recently. I just put this rank a video on YouTube up, I think, last month. Where is that one? That might be so recent I don't even see it. The idea is the faster you can put things up, it's incredible how much more action. Oh yeah, this is incredible. Look at this. October 20th. I just put this up and it's already coming in. It's already moving up quickly. So that's really exciting. You can see once you get this strategy going, you then get positive reinforcement from Google. Google will then take your content more seriously. When you're doing good ranking and getting a good user experience, Google will then imagine your next article might be better. Wikipedia is a prime example of this. Google is pretty sure the content on Wikipedia is really good most of the time. I would bet you a Wikipedia article doesn't come up ranking at the very bottom hardly ever. It starts way higher. So the key is to ranking high is to start higher. If you start so low that no one can find your article at all, then you're just screwed, because you're never going to get up high enough to get found unless people find you on that 10th page and click on you. But the more you are able to figure out what people want, make an article written exactly towards that, and then get a good user experience, Google will try your new articles in a higher position. That's why some of these websites like Forbes and that have a lot of articles on them, when you actually click through and read an article, the user experience is often terrible, as I just showed you before. There's a pop-up ad, annoying, followed by ads all over the page, followed by an often very short article. But Forbes has a lot of good articles on their website, so Google gives them the benefit of the doubt on a lot of their articles that aren't even as good, and then they usually have to sink instead of rise. But if you have a website that's newer, you have to rise. And you can do that, like I'm showing you, by creating articles that are very specifically aimed at search results. So I'm aiming at a very specific search result. Here's a recent example of what I did. So this 10 steps to get your business to $10,000 monthly. This has been doing good in search results. You can see it showing up on things related to $10,000 a month. This wasn't something I set out to do on purpose. I just wrote it, and especially when you're getting started, it's hard to aim at keywords. It's hard to aim at keywords when you don't know what keywords you should aim at. And the bigger a keyword is, the harder it is to aim at because other people are aiming at it too. But now that I've seen people are searching for things related to $10,000 a month, look what I've done. So I intentionally went and wrote a post called Make $10,000 a Month Online Free. And it has a video sharing the exact same information as in this post. Note that this was one of my older posts that didn't have a video matched with it, but that I can put a video on. But this new post has a video on it immediately to get people to watch it, and I'm intentionally going after these search terms. Now that I know people are searching for things like make $10,000 a month, I'm intentionally going after those search terms. And there's a lot more lucrative terms out there I don't even know about, such as specific affiliate programs that I can do this with too. But what I'm doing now is I'm just consistently creating things on what I like to do, and then I'm doing positive reinforcement on it. So when I see this article, my number one article was not the first article I wrote on Patreon. One of these, I think it was this one, was my first article. Once I saw this article was showing up good, then I wrote this one. Once I found that one was showing up good, and I started trying to figure out what people were searching for, then I realized, oh, people want to know about the top Patreon creators. Then I wrote that one. So my whole system, everything I'm showing you is a positive reinforcement loop. It's the 80-20 principle. I'm trying to find those 20% of articles that get the most search results. But you can see this is a 80-20 principle taken down a level, because this one article is accounting for 50% of my clicks. And this one article has more than double the next article, which has almost 3 times the next one, which has almost 3 times the one below it. But I didn't get straight to this one. I did not get straight to this one. I made one of these first. So you can see all these new articles I'm doing. All these new articles I'm doing, I'm trying to reach farther up into here by figuring out in here what's working. So I already made one YouTube marketing strategy post, and now I'm figuring out more exactly what people want. Well, the search result in here says YouTube marketing plan instead of strategy. But you can see I'm consistently using these pages here to try and find more of these pages here. Because in the previous months, if it'll show my data, you can see this page was on the way up then, but it still wasn't up to the level of this one. You can see I had a lot smaller pages in here. I didn't have as many of these huge pages. But now, these bigger pages, I've got a lot more of those. So I'm going to now show you exactly how I make one of these posts really quickly.